The XR files are protected by the data lockdown system and are only for authorized users. Anyone who is unauthorized will be arrested or shot dead.
Databank file 013. Facility number not applicable. IDN 003-137. Name toxic. Classification terminated. Containment procedures. Subject is terminated. Description: Toxic is a Canis infernum hellhound, and he is an aggressive ex-Apex commander who now serves the IRS. He hates everyone who isn't a wolf or hellhound and works as regional commander for Zootopia. He shoots prey and predator alike and operates out of the old ZPD headquarters in the downtown zone, where he has ordered sentry towers, checkpoints and sandbags to reinforce the police station, which is now a military fortress compared to its once office-like appearance. He currently stays in the old chief of police office, where he has decorated the place with clawmark graffiti, burn marks and bullet holes in the photos of Chief Bogo. He wants people to know he was there and to fear him and the desolate remaining population of Zootopia as a reminder of that the once stunning and diverse city is now one under lock and key. During the revolution of Zootopia, where 7 days of massive riots and civil unrest happened, Toxic was hung by the angry mob who overwhelmed the Zootopia Police Department. 7 days later, the IRS military and IRSAF surrounded Zootopia and enforced strict martial law. They shot out the bridges and tunnels connecting Zootopia to the outside world and then began to slaughter anyone who resisted. The IRS regained the city at a huge civilian loss of life. Zootopia is now enforced by extra security, including automated security like sentry towers and Titan death troopers. Location: Zootopia Police Department. Refer to the IRS report, Ref 012 Document 0073, for details related to their Zootopian operations between the years 2281 and 2286. Refer to the IRS report, Ref 012 Document 0074, for details related to the death of subject during the Zootopian Revolution of 2286. Refer to the IRS report, Ref 012 Document 0075, for details related to the aftermath of the Zootopian Revolution. The IRS report, Ref 012 Document 0074, for details related to the death of subject during the Zootopian Revolution of 2286. The sentry towers and reduced death trooper numbers due to the sanctions and restrictions imposed on Regional Commander Toxic lead to weaknesses in security of the Zootopia Police Department, since over 90% of IRS death troopers withdrew from the region to fight along the front line, leaving automated security to do their job. Civilians found blind spots in security patrols and managed to plot a overthrow and rebellion. This was fueled by the fact that Toxic was a Apex Hellhound, not an official IRS regional commander. This also led to the remaining IRS death troopers helping the rebels because they didn't want to be led by Toxic as well and disapproved of his values to kill everyone. The IRS death troopers switched off the sentry towers outside of the station and allowed the rioters past, stating in later reports that they were citizens of Zootopia and posed no security risk. The mob killed Toxic and nobody reported his death for 3 weeks, until a SG supply run arrived in Zootopia and found his head on a pike outside of the police department, which was burnt out. Refer to the IRS report, Ref 012 Document 0075, for details related to the aftermath of the Zootopian Revolution. The 6th of December 2286, IRS death troopers disassemble automated security and abolish the previous laws imposed on Zootopia under Toxic. This also led to a new regional commander coming in. This one was IRS certified, and it was former ZPD officer Claw Hauser, who was an IRS death trooper and now the regional commander for Zootopia. He helped assist both death troopers and civilians in reconstruction of Zootopia and its exitings. This allowed Zootopia to flourish once again. However, it was not as diverse or as luring as it once was. It is now an IRS trade hub for both civilians and IRS alike, and the current IRS regional commander, along with the death troopers, promise they will never allow Apex Hellhounds to control them again. The automated security has been reduced to only guard the borders. Train stations and police stations and all the checkpoints have been removed, allowing for free travel once again. In addition to this, the IRS have granted Zootopia $3.5 trillion to help rebuild and have updated their own laws to ban Apex Hellhounds from becoming regional commanders as long as they still possess their Apex forever kill everything mentality. These laws have allowed IRS-run areas to explode with trade and security in Zootopia as a reminder and an example in the training of new regional commanders. Additional notes: 1. Zootopia is now a thriving economic hub again. 2. Scars across Zootopia still remind people about their past, like the sentry towers and the ruins of the Rainforest City area. Reference: IRS Report, Ref 012 Document 0073, for details related to operations in Zootopia between the years 2281 and 2286. On the 19th of August 2281, the IRS integrated themselves with the Zootopia Police Department, and by October 2283 they have taken over all of the region's police stations. This allowed the IRS full control over the region without firing a single bullet. The 1st of February 2284 at 9:42 a.m. The Zootopia Police Chief, Chief Bogo, had a disagreement with leading commanding officer Hunter on regulations regarding detainees. Chief Bogo said to LCO Hunter, quote, "They should let them go free." Hunter refused, citing they have burgled 42 shops, killed 21 civilians and 5 IRSPD officers, and had all the evidence to put them in jail for 45 years. The argument continued until 10:51 a.m., where Hunter was spotted storming out of the chief's office with Chief Bogo shouting over the railings of the second floor. On the 10th of January 2284 at 10:30 a.m., a civilian white van plowed into the front lobby of the ZPD and exploded. At 10:35 a.m., 9 armored vehicles pulled up outside of the police department and stormed the building. All occupants were eliminated and Chief Bogo was put into a holding cell. ZPD officer Claw Hauser and most of the Wolf ZPD officers were in on it and failed to show up to work. Instead, they were spotted at 11:13 a.m. in Death Trooper armor, and at 11:34 a.m. the IRS flag was raised over the station. This happened at City Hall and the train station, as well as various other government installations across Zootopia, and at 12 p.m. the whole of Zootopia was under IRS control. With this, martial law was declared on the Zootopia News Network. The population of wolves and predators joined the IRS after being sick of prey controlling them, and over the next 7 days IRS death troopers used non-lethal force to stop rioting. After 30 days the population was claimed and Hunter assigned a new regional overseer. Toxic, a former Apex Army sergeant who despised all, apart from wolves and hellhounds, he ruled ruthlessly and ordered new laws like no interspecies relationships and the culling of all mixed breeds like ligers and fox rabbits. This in turn caused mass public unrest. This was led by Toxic enforcing a mandatory curfew between 5 p.m. and 9 a.m. This caused more protests until Toxic began to use the Apex training instead of the IRS orders. He ordered all of the non-wolves to be culled. When this failed, he ordered lethal force to be used on any protesters and the banning of gatherings of more than 5 people. This continued until 2285, where Hunter returned to Zootopia to see why almost 15,000 death troopers were in the region. Where he found out they were being used for lethal riot control and peacekeeping operations, Hunter punished Toxic by beating him with a chair until he was half dead and bloodied. He then told him to withdraw 13,000 death troopers from the region or he would come back to finish the job. And on the 17th of August 2285, 13,000 death troopers withdrew from the region to fight on the California-Nevada frontline. This led Toxic to deploy population control tactics similar to that of Order 66 given by the Imperial Empire. He ordered his death troopers to bomb the exits to the city and then herd the citizens to the central zone and mark them with a number. This enraged the civilians. On the 5th of April 2286, Hunter returned and ordered the region to be controlled under 1,000 death troopers. Toxic speaking about the possibilities of a civilian uprising, Hunter granted Toxic to use automated security forces to supplement the death troopers, and such the remaining population of Zootopia, which was 4.9 million, was commanded under 1,000 death troopers, 900 automated sentry towers, 50 sentry bots, 30 Titan death troopers and 400 security drones. And in the month of October 2286 the population of Zootopia rebelled and overthrew Toxic, killing him.